All right, what is up, Muscle Feed fam? I'm Coach JK, here to go ahead and walk you through an example of some cluster reps. So with cluster reps, we've got a few different ways that we can do them. We can do them as straight cluster rep sets, where we're keeping the same rep count through your cluster set, or we can do pyramid cluster rep sets, where we're going, and this is gonna be the example today, in a rep scheme that within that cluster rep set, we're doing 5 reps, then 3 reps, then 2 reps. So let's go ahead and jump on into it. First, let's assume that I've already done my build-up sets, and if you're not particularly familiar with what build-up sets are as far as working up to your working weight, then make sure you go into the library and look up our video on build-up sets. So, assuming that I've got the working weight that I want, this is going to be a cluster rep set of 5, 3, and 2. So here's the way that this is going to look. First, I've got my weight that I want to use for my 5 reps, okay? And just to clarify, a full cluster rep set would be 5 reps, then 3 reps, then 2 reps. So I'm basically going to have 3 different rep ranges within this particular cluster rep set. So first, I'm going to go ahead and I'll do my 5 reps. All right, and there's my 5th rep. I'm gonna go ahead and safely rack that. Then I've got about 20 to 30 seconds. We're not in a huge rush, but we're also not gonna waste time. So I've got 20 to 30 seconds, and I'm feeling pretty good, like I've got more in the tank, so I'm gonna go ahead and add some additional weight here. So I'll go ahead, add my plates on the one side, and then go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. So again, like I said, we're not in a huge rush, but we're also not wasting time here. So I've got the weight properly loaded for what I feel like I can still handle 3 reps while remaining in the reps in reserve or RIR range that's prescribed for this particular session. So I'm gonna go ahead now and do my 3 reps. Got my last rep here. Go ahead and safely re-rack. Okay. So far I've done the 5 reps and the 3 reps. I'm still within my cluster rep set here. I've got 2 reps left. Again, around 20 to 30 seconds. Still feeling like I can add more, not only because I'm remaining within the RIR range, but also because my reps are going down. So I feel like I can handle a little bit more. So we're gonna go ahead and add another plate, not quite as much of a jump as I did the first time around. So I'll go ahead and add these on. All right. So again, as you'll notice, still taking my time, but not wasting time. And now I'm pretty much ready to go ahead into my last part of this particular cluster rep set. I'm gonna safely unrack, bring that back just a bit, and I'm gonna go into my 2 reps. And then safely re-rack. All right, so that now completes that cluster rep set of 5, 3, and 2. At this point, if I have another movement that's superset within my program, I'll go ahead and do that. If not, I'm gonna rest the prescribed amount of time in the program. Sometimes it can be 2 minutes, sometimes it can be up to 5 minutes depending on the neurotype. The whole idea there is with the cluster rep sets, you're doing short amounts of rest with short bursts of power or strength. But then after you've completed that cluster rep set, whether it's 3 or 4 kind of sets within that particular cluster rep set, then you're taking some adequate and ample time to go ahead and recharge. So if I felt like within my 5, 3, and 2, there was opportunity to push it a little bit heavier, then the second time that I go through that cluster rep set, I may go ahead and start at a higher weight than what I did the first time around. So hopefully that makes a bit of sense there. Also, clarification to make sure that you did see that I did re-rack the barbell each time. So for your rest periods in between your cluster reps, between the 5 to 3, between the 3 to 2, you are going to unload that weight. So whether you're doing a barbell back squat where it may be a little bit more obvious that you're gonna rack it, or you're doing, say, a dumbbell goblet squat, during that rest period between your reps, you should be re-racking or unloading the weight so that rest period is truly unloaded. And then you go ahead and take that time to adjust the weights or just, not have hands on the weights and then pick it back up. So hopefully that helps with clarifying a bit on cluster rep sets. Thanks for tuning in.